Right now at 5, breaking news, a deadly collision at LaGuardia.
Stop.
A jet collides with an emergency vehicle, killing the 2 pilots and shutting down the airport.
Our reporters have live team coverage all morning. Alan Devlin is covering reactions. Elijah Westbrook tells us what led up to the incident. Aziza Schuler headed to Newark Airport right now with how this is impacting travelers at all 3 major airports. Good morning. On this Monday, March 23rd, I'm Chris Raggi.
And I'm Mary Calvi, and we are starting off with lingering showers, chilly temperatures as well. We'll have that weather report in a few minutes. But first, here's traffic reporter Guy Stanier with the latest on this breaking news. Guy.
Good morning, Mary. Well, the airport closure at LaGuardia will inevitably affect the roadways as well. This is a camera shot of the Grand Central right in front of the airport. As you can see, police have the off-ramps closed as there is no access to the terminals. For now, traffic is doing okay on the Grand Central. It is still 5 a.m., but as you can imagine, as the commute picks up this morning, this could and most likely will cause major problems for the morning commute, with many confused drivers headed to LaGuardia only to find the airport closed. Alternate side parking is in effect today citywide. Chris, Mary.
Okay, Guy, thank you. We're learning more about the deadly collision at LaGuardia Airport involving a plane with dozens of passengers on board.
Let's go right to Alan Devlin, who joined us live from the scene. What do we know, Alan?
Yeah, Mary and Chris, I'm standing right inside Terminal B here at LaGuardia Airport, where the NTSB and LaGuardia just gave an update on this ongoing incident less than 5 minutes ago. I want to walk you through some of the details we just got here. 72 passengers and 4 crew were on board this plane that was involved in this collision, and 2 pilots. The 2 pilots piloting that plane are deceased at this hour. 9 people remain in the hospital in serious condition. I want to take you some video that we got here, some citizen video showing the response there on the tarmac earlier this morning. This video shows the aftermath, the front of the plane, the nose of this Air Canada CRJ 900 aircraft severely damaged in what the Port Authority is calling a collision with a Port Authority vehicle. The plane tilted back on its tail following impact. Officials tell us a plane, a Jazz Aviation flight acting on behalf of Air Canada, inbound to LaGuardia from Montreal, was landing here on runway 4 around 11:48 last night when that vehicle passed into its path. We are told that vehicle was a Port Authority aircraft rescue and firefighting vehicle responding to a separate incident, and the NTSB and LaGuardia just told us moments ago that it was involving with a airplane that was having trouble taking off. That's where this rescue vehicle was going. Now, we have obtained air traffic control communications of the moments just before the vehicle drove into the runway, and you can hear at first what appears to be clearance for the maneuver, and then shortly after, very quickly after, the recognition from ATC that a collision was imminent. Take a listen.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop. Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop.
Seconds after that, it was acknowledgement of that vehicle-plane collision there on the audio. Now, following that collision, a massive response from first responders racing to the runway. First, the runway itself was shut down, and then the entire airport closed, where it remains closed at this hour. In fact, officials telling me it will remain closed until at least 2 p.m. At least 2 p.m. No flights in, no flights out, causing significant disruptions locally and potentially nationwide. A number of passengers inside here at LaGuardia were either waiting to board or were already on board a plane on the runway waiting to take off when their aircrafts were suddenly frozen in place all at once, many of them looking out their windows to see the horror of what happened just a few runways over.
I looked to my right at my window. I saw some emergency vehicles approaching. I didn't see a plane yet, and I looked to my north a little further, and I could see a plane propped up. It looked like it was almost like lifting off, but it was stationary.
I'd say the front of the plane's gone.
So you've seen the front of the plane. A lot of people are saying like there is no front of the plane.
Yeah, there is absolutely no front of the plane. It's gone.
What was going through your head when you saw that? Like,
it's really sad. I mean, you obviously would hope that no one died, but I don't know.
Right now, an ongoing investigation into the potential lapse in communication. What caused this devastating wreck? CBS News New York is working to determine injuries related to this collision beyond what the NTSB has just informed us of. Again, 72 passengers and 4 crew on board that plane, 2 officers inside the vehicle that was struck, 41 people in total transported to the hospital, 2 pilots on board that plane deceased in this incident, and 9 people remain at the hospital in serious condition. We are staying here in Terminal B as a lot of people are just now learning that their flights that are currently scheduled, they showed me their phones, currently scheduled for 6 a.m., 9 a.m., noon today will not be happening here at LaGuardia. And the domino effect of the disruptions from this incident here at our airport are going to ripple across the nation for the days to come. Chris, Mary?
Right, Alan, thank you. Live at LaGuardia for us. We'll get back to you shortly. Now, LaGuardia, as Alan just mentioned, remains closed at this hour and will remain closed until later this afternoon. Elijah Westbrook is there, joins us live with the very latest on the investigation. Elijah?
Well, Chris, as we just heard moments ago during that press conference, officials are giving us a more clear timeline of the events that unfolded late last night, I should say, and it's actually raising some serious questions about runway safety. So here is what we know at this hour. Around 11:40 last night, Air Canada Express Flight 8646, operated by Jazz Aviation, had collided with a truck on runway 4 after landing. There were about 72 passengers on board and 2 officers inside that vehicle. 41 people were taken to the hospital. We know that 32 have since been released, but some are still suffering serious injuries. Now, officials are confirming that both pilots were killed. All passengers or crew are accounted for. Now, the truck linked to United Airlines operations was responding to an odor complaint at the time, and officials emphasized the control tower is responsible for all runway movement. The NTSB has already sent investigators with more expected to arrive later this morning. We know that NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy and others are expected to hold some of those briefings later today. As we heard from Alan Devlin, the airport will remain closed until 2 p.m. With some flights either being held or diverted to JFK or Newark. But of course, the central question right now is, was there a breakdown in communication between the control tower and that vehicle that was traversing across the runway when that plane was landing and when it was eventually slowing down? So many questions that we're trying to get answers to, and of course we'll stay here at the scene and bring you the very latest. Chris and Mary, I'll send it back to you.
Elijah Westbrook will check back with you shortly. Thank you. 5:07 right now, and this runway collision that has shut down LaGuardia Airport comes as air travelers have been facing long TSA lines due to a partial government shutdown. Now, President Trump says ICE agents will be assisting the TSA at U.S. airports. Let's head now to Aziza Schuler. She is headed to JFK Airport to show us what passengers will be facing this morning. So much to talk about, Aziza.
A lot to talk about. Now, we are driving up to JFK right now. Minutes ago, it looks like an American Airlines plane took off into the sky. There are other planes that are positioned at the gate, so that is an indication that flights are taking off here at JFK. But we started our morning hours ago at LaGuardia Airport. Every traveler that I spoke to was overwhelmed, understandably, with many emotions. Some of them were heartbroken hearing the news of this plane collision, but they were also frustrated, many of them very tired and confused over essentially what to do next. Now, by the time many of them made it to LaGuardia Airport yesterday, which was Sunday, sometimes in the morning or afternoon, they had already survived extremely long, slow-moving lines that wrapped throughout the terminals. Sometimes it slipped outside and they had to wait in those lines. Then they faced several delays once they got inside. And now that every flight out of LaGuardia Airport is canceled this morning, it's a mad dash not only to rebook on flights out of JFK and Newark, but also to get here with enough time to board those flights. So some of them are trying to call an Uber to get there or calling family members to figure out what to do next. And this all comes as ICE agents are now being sent into airports across the nation per President Trump's orders to ease the worsening TSA situation. And what that means, we've been reporting on this all weekend and last week as well. Thousands of TSA officers are calling out. Hundreds have quit as part of that partial government shutdown that's dragging into a second month. But to be clear, Border Czar Tom Homan, who's leading this airport security effort nationwide, said that agents are not doing security screenings or running x-ray machines. They're basically helping with things like checking IDs and crowd control. So I can give you a look outside now to the roads leading up to the terminals. Where we are now is pretty clear, but once you hit that roadway leading up to departures, it's massive backup of traffic of just vehicles, I assume Uber drivers and passengers being dropped off, trying to make it to the flights that were previously scheduled out of JFK, but then also those who are being rerouted here from LaGuardia Airport. As we get up to the terminal, actually you can see the traffic now leading up to LaGuardia Airport. I believe that's leading up to, JFK Airport, and that may be leading up to Terminal 5 here at JFK. The traffic is backing up for miles heading to the airport. So if you are making your way here for a flight that you have scheduled out of JFK, you want to head here early. So if your flight is in the afternoon, I'd say begin leaving out now because you do have that backload of passengers coming from LaGuardia whose flights have been canceled, and they're now trying to get on new flights out of JFK. For now, we're live from the weather tracker, making our way up to JFK Airport. We'll have another report once we get inside.
All right, Aziza Schuler, thank you. And we'll keep you updated with live team coverage all morning. You can find the latest anytime on CBSNewYork.com.